Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, welcoming you to another live show of Fire Your MD Now. If you're interested, check out the live video stream at thedrgliddenshow.tv. That's thedrgliddenshow.tv. We are streaming the video live, and you're going to love it. thedrgliddenshow.tv. Check it out. We're all about multimedia here, ladies and gentlemen. And right now, for your listening and viewing pleasure, God willing and the creek don't rise, I'm going to, for the next, the rest of this segment and the beginning of the next segment, I'm going to break it down for the listening audience. I'm going to encapsulate most of everything that we talk about here in the context of this radio show. I'm going to break it down for you one piece at a time with slides, a slide presentation that I've done hundreds of times all across the country. If you're interested, check out the live video stream. You'll be able to see the slides as part of the presentation that I'm about to get into in order to show you the nuts and the bolts of what we are up to here in disseminating our information of science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery, science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery as brought to you through the agency of Youngevity. So let's get started, shall we? I think it's a good idea. Like the fella said, knowledge is power. And in the context of conventional medicine, as it's delivered here in the not-so-free world, the leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medical therapeutics, the leading cause of bankruptcy, MD-directed medical therapeutics, while we have given our lives to the MDs. Autism is dramatically rising, Alzheimer's dramatically rising, arthritis, high blood pressure, kidney disease dramatically rising. Our health is getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and this is simply because the MDs are not trained in the proper skill set to address chronic disease. The MDs are trained in the proper skill set to address surgery, trauma care, and a handful of infectious diseases. But for chronic diseases, the MDs, quite frankly, are the wrong dog for the hunt. There is a better way, and it's brought to you by the international nutritional supplement company, Youngevity. Why inquiring minds want to know what's so great about Youngevity? Well, I'm glad you asked. In every walk of life, there are superstars. There are people that are just way better at what they do than their contemporaries, right? Da Vinci, unbelievable at what he did, unrivaled in what he did. Albert Einstein, unrivaled in the world of physics, quantum physics, Albert Einstein, right? Michael Jordan in the world of basketball. Michael Jordan, an awesome basketball player. In his time, quite frankly, even right now, you could make the argument that LeBron James is approaching the excellence of Michael Jordan. But the point is, there are people from time to time who are 1,000 times better at what they do than their contemporaries. Well, in the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, naturopathic therapeutics, the unrivaled superstar is Dr. Joel Wallach. My colleague, mentor, and friend, Dr. Joel Wallach, the founder of the international nutritional supplement company, Youngevity. Now, why is Dr. Wallach the unrivaled superstar of naturopathic medicine? Simply because of old-fashioned research and pragmatic results. Doc has taken the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, to court a number of times, twice to secure something called a qualified health claim, The qualified health claim that I like to talk about the most is Dr. Wallach's health claim regarding selenium. Selenium is a trace mineral, and if you take selenium in the unbelievably small amount, of 200 micrograms a day. 200 micrograms a day, which is an eeny-weeny teeny dose, 200 micrograms a day. If you take into your body 200 micrograms of selenium a day, you will reduce the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. Colon cancer by 64%, prostate cancer by 69%, and lung cancer by 39%. That is remarkable. By the way, for the bean counters in the audience, if you'd like to check out the research, the Journal of the American Medical Association, December 1998, Larry Clark, MD. Breast cancer reduction, the occurrence of breast cancer reduced by 82%. You've got to be kidding me. Will somebody please answer me the question, why aren't the Susan G. Komen women marching for this? An 82% reduction in breast cancer from mineral supplement? Now, when you sue the Food and Drug Administration to secure a qualified health claim, you have to have mountains of evidence to back up your position. Dr. Wallach brought truckloads of published research supporting this position to the Food and Drug Administration. That's how they were able to secure this. Now, most MDs will tell you incorrectly that selenium is toxic and that it should be avoided, and that's because they're old-fashioned, they're not staying current with the literature, and quite frankly, they don't know their you-know-what from their elbows when it comes to medical research. Well, this is pretty startling, don't you think? Breast cancer, 82% reduction, you know what that means? If every girl in North America took one selenium supplement every day, in one generation we would reduce the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. Is that not something to strive for? And again, why do the Susan G. Komen women not know about this? And why did we have to sue? Why did Dr. Wallach have to sue the Food and Drug Administration so we can say this legally? It's because we don't have a free medical market in the United States. In the Food and Drug Administration, the pharmaceutical industry does not have your back. Period. Now, I've been a licensed naturopath for 22 years, more or less. I've been doing clinical work for 25 years, more or less. And in 25 years of clinical work, I can honestly say that Dr. Wallach's therapeutics produce more positive, noticeable, measurable, positive change in the human body mind than anything I've ever seen. And I've seen quite a bit in 25 years of clinical work. I was one of the first naturopathic physicians in the world to do bioidentical hormone supplementation. I was one of the first naturopathic physicians to do heavy metal diagnosis and detoxification. I was on the team of physicians which proved the homeopathic medicine derived from human growth hormone. I used to be employed by a very famous nutritional supplement company that only sells their products to physicians. I've been around the block with naturopathic medicine. I've been around the block with nutraceuticals. And as God is my witness, Dr. Wallach's therapeutics produce more consistent, better results than anything I've ever seen. And the reason is because of this book, The Diseases of Exotic Animals, which Dr. Wallach wrote, and quite frankly right now is in the Smithsonian Institution. It's a national treasure. It took 12 years of data to compile, cost $25 million. Dr. Wallach did 26,000 autopsies, more or less, 10 million blood chemistries, more or less. That's a boatload of old-fashioned, pragmatic, unbiased research. Now, when you do this much boots on the ground, old-fashioned, pragmatic, unbiased research, you start to see patterns and you start to get a clue about what's going on with human anatomy and biochemistry and pathophysiology. The therapeutics that Dr. Wallach brings to the table, the recipes of nutritional supplements that Dr. Wallach has come up with, are derived from 12 years of research, $25 million worth, the results of which is a book, a research tome that's in the Smithsonian Institution. It doesn't get much better than that. $25 million of federally funded research uncovered one of the most important points of nutrition that exists in the world today. And again, you need to ask yourself the question, why have you not been told this by your MD? In order for the human body to function the way that nature and God intended it to, there are 90 essential nutrients which need to go down the hatch every day. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids for a grand total of 90 essential nutrients. The only problem with this scenario is that it is impossible to get all 90 essential nutrients from food. You cannot do it. It's not just tricky. It's not just improbable. It is impossible to get all 90 essential nutrients from food. Well, why is this? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, let's do the math. 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. Well, the lion's share of this scenario are the minerals. 2/3, 66% of your body's nutrient needs are minerals. Things like calcium, magnesium, sulfur, selenium, zinc. Only problem with minerals is the only person that can make minerals is God. Minerals are minerals are only found in the soil. Plants cannot make minerals. Animals cannot make minerals. If a plant could make minerals, we could bioengineer lettuce to make gold, right? And we'd all be rich. And it's the same with animals. The calcium that's in cow's milk is only in cow's milk if the cow was eating food grown in soil in which there was calcium. The only place we find minerals is in the soil. But the minerals are not evenly distributed in the soil. More's the pity. And this is the main reason why we're getting sicker and sicker all of the time. Stay tuned, folks. There's so much more to come. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. This is Fire Your MD Now. Check out the live stream, thedrglidden.tv. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Streaming at you live, thedrglidden.tv. So let's continue the dissertation. Let's continue the little diatribe here, because in the final analysis, knowledge is more than power. In this context, knowledge is life itself. So there are 60 minerals that are necessary for human health, but minerals are only found in the soil. Plants can't make them. Animals can't make them. If you're watching the live video stream, I've pulled up a map of the United States that shows selenium deposition in the soil in the United States. And selenium deposition is not evenly spread out in the soil, not in the United States, not anywhere in the world. It's entirely possible that your food was grown in a selenium-free zone. Your food was grown in a selenium-free zone. So if you are hoping to secure all of your mineral needs simply from eating food, it's impossible to do it because the minerals are not evenly spread out in the soil. They exist in veins like chocolate and the chocolate ripple ice cream. Remember, you need 60 minerals in order to nutrify the body. All 60 minerals are not present anywhere in the world in the topsoil, period. Because of this, because nobody knows this, because the minerals are not evenly spread out in the soil, and because nobody is supplementing with minerals unless they are members of Longevity Nation, your body is nutritionally deficient, period. If we were to describe your body's nutritional needs as a tank, right, a bottle that needed to be filled to the brim every day with the 90 essential nutrients, well, that's a good thing. Your body does, in fact, need to be filled to the brim every day with the 90 essential nutrients. However, if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you've never heard of this conversation about the 90 essential nutrients and the importance of minerals before, and you're eating from the 4 food groups, you're a lacto, ovo, novo from Provo, you're a vegan, you're a vegetarian, you only eat whole foods, you only eat organic foods, you think you're eating the best diet in the world, you are still nutritionally deprived because your body does not have the minerals it needs. It is impossible to get all of the nutrients your body needs to function the way that God intended it to just from eating from the 4 food groups. You can't do it. You can't do it. It's impossible. So, if you're doing your very best, maybe your nutritional tank is 30% full, 40% full, whatever, then you experience the stress of life. The stress of life burns through your nutrient reserves. Now you're running on nutritional fumes and things start to break. Once your body runs out of enough 90 of the 90 essential nutrients, things start to break. For instance, high blood pressure is related to not enough calcium and not enough magnesium. I bet you didn't know that. Ringing in the ears is related to not enough calcium. Dizziness, vertigo is related to not enough calcium. Type 2 diabetes is related to multiple mineral deficiencies with the emphasis on two peculiar minerals called chromium and vanadium. Congestive heart failure is linked to a deficiency in thiamine or vitamin B like baby 1. Asthma is related to deficiencies in omega-3 essential fatty acids. Swelling in the legs, not enough protein in the blood. And obesity, which plagues 30% of adults in the United States and 33% of children in the United States, is related to multiple nutrient deficiencies. Which leads to one of life's greatest ironies. Your medical doctor, the person who has monopolized the medical marketplace in North America, all over the world, quite frankly, is completely unable to help you recover your health because they don't know anything about the relationship between medical nutrition and the genesis of disease. They do not know anything. They haven't been trained in it. So if you have high blood pressure and your high blood pressure is related to not enough calcium and magnesium and your medical doctor does not know that, what's your medical doctor going to do? He's going to throw a blood pressure medication at you, the intention of which is not to fix the high blood pressure but to manage it. Interestingly enough, when you take a prescription medication, it burns through your essential nutrients, creating a bigger problem. This is why the drugs stop working after a while. A second or a third or a fourth drug needs to be added. The dosage needs to be increased because the MDs have thrown the baby out with the bathwater in their complete non-knowledge of all things having to do with medical nutrition. Now, fear not, because Dr. Wallach has done the heavy lifting for you. Dr. Wallach, after $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, got a clue. Dr. Wallach has put together all 90 essential nutrients in one place. It's called the Healthy Start Pack. One Healthy Start Pack provides your body all 90 essential nutrients, and when you take one Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, it will be the first time in your life your nutritional tank has been filled up, and that is a game changer. That produces results. That is what we're talking about here. 90 for life, ladies and gentlemen. 90 essential nutrients necessary for life. Check it out. Stay tuned. More to come. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get to the phones here directly, but I just want to finish up this line of thought for the listening audience. Okay, so body needs 90 essential nutrients in order to just get through the day. 90 essential nutrients, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 essential fatty acids. Impossible to get all those in food. Can't do it. It's impossible. The easiest way to get all 90 essential nutrients is to lean on Dr. Wallach's wisdom. Do one Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. That will provide you with all 90 essential nutrients. And that's a game changer. Now, inquiring minds want to know why longevity, right? I mean, you can go to 100 nutritional seminars this year, and everybody standing up in front of the room is going to tell you their stuff is the best. Well, why is Dr. Glidden saying longevity is the best? Well, I'm going to tell you why. It's common sense. If your son or daughter, well, longevity's recipe is superior. Longevity's recipe is based upon $25 million of federally funded research, 26,000 autopsies, 10 million blood chemistries and histopathologies, and then almost 4 decades of clinical research or clinical work by the doctor who wrote the book on medical nutrition. No other nutritional supplement company in the world has longevity's recipes, period. No other nutritional supplement company in the world has longevity's recipes. No other nutritional supplement company in the world has Dr. Wallach. Dr. Wallach is the unrivaled superstar of science-based, clinically verified, holistic medical nutrition. Now, if your son or daughter wanted to learn how to play basketball, and for exactly the same price, you could hire Michael Jordan to coach them or your high school basketball coach, who would you choose? You'd go with MJ. You would choose Michael Jordan because he's the best at basketball, right? You would go with the best. Well, when you're up against a health crisis and you know that conventional medicine is not the way, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to figure it out all on your own on the internet? That's what most people do. I wouldn't do that. I would lean on the expert. The only reason that you haven't leaned on the expert is because you didn't know the expert existed. Most people don't even know how to pronounce naturopathy, let alone know what it is. And very few people are aware of the fact that there exist right now science-based, clinically verified alternatives to drugs and surgery developed and delivered by licensed physicians whose job it is to figure out how to support and promote your body's ability to fix itself. And of those people, Dr. Wallach is the unrivaled superstar because nobody comes even close to Dr. Wallach's clinical and research resume. Now, there are two myths that we suffer from here in the world. Myth number one, the MD is the undisputed king of medicine, and everybody else is a back-of-the-bus quack. It's nonsense. Myth number two, healing is complicated. And in order for your body to fix itself, in order for you to get on the other side of a chronic health condition, you have to go to a multi-million-dollar high-tech facility and do all kinds of high-tech stuff. That healing is a complicated, sophisticated process. That's the meme, the thought meme that you've been fed for the last 100 years by Big Pharma. This is a lie. Surgery is complicated. Surgery is complicated. Healing is easy. If you have a bullet in your arm or an infected kidney and you need those removed, you better go to a high-tech, multi-million-dollar facility because that's the domain of surgery. Surgery is complicated. Healing is easy. Your body is endowed with a God-given ability to fix itself. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. Your body is attempting to fix itself all of the time. When you eat a banana, do you have to tell your digestive tract how to digest it and assimilate it? No. You just eat the banana. If you cut your hand, do you have to tell your immune system what to do, how to fix it, secrete fibrinogen, increase macrophage response time? No. You don't even know what that is. Your body does. Your body does it all by itself. When you were conceived, did you have to tell your body how to grow itself all by itself? From a single-celled organism into the magnificent manifestation of you? No. It happened all by itself. Well, guess what? If your body can grow itself all by itself into you, do you think it knows how to fix itself? You're damn right it does. But your medical doctor doesn't think it does. Surgery is complicated, ladies and gentlemen. Healing is easy. So, if you are suffering with a blood sugar issue, it would be prudent for you, do you not think, to give your body nutritional support to optimize its metabolism of blood sugar? Well, I think that's a good idea. Again, Dr. Wallach's done the heavy lifting for you. One healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month is a very good place to start. Let's say you have a cognitive issue, attention deficit disorder, attention deficit hyperactive disorder. You just can't remember things the way you used to. Or you have a problem with your heart. Heart's not beating right, congestive heart failure, enlarged heart, whatever. Would it not be prudent? Don't you think it would be wise to give your body the nutritional raw materials that it needs to have healthy brain and heart? Don't you think that's a good idea? I think that's a great idea. For goodness sake, your dog is better nutrified than you are. Don't believe me? Read the back of the dog food label. Read the back of the cat food label. There's nutrients in there, enough nutrients to choke a horse, for goodness sake. But there's none in your food, very little in your food. More is the pity. My people are destroyed by lack of knowledge. Well, if you have a problem with digestion, if you have Barrett's esophagus, chronic heartburn, esophageal reflux, celiac disease, Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, inflammatory bowel disease, don't you think it would be prudent to give your digestive tract nutritional support? Isn't that a good idea? One healthy digestion pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month is a very good place to start to support and promote healthy digestive functions in the human body. How about arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, osteopenia, whatever? Remember, we don't treat disease, but it would be prudent if you're suffering from arthritis, don't you think, to give your body the raw materials it needs to have healthy bones and joints? Don't you think that's a good idea? Because remember, that stuff isn't in your food. Don't you think that would be smart to do? I know it would be a smart thing to do. Dr. Wallach's got your back. One healthy bone and joint pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month is a very wise and prudent place to start. For goodness sake, ladies and gentlemen, give your body the nutritional support that it is longing for. Give your body the nutritional support that it needs. Give your body 90 essential nutrients every day for 90 days, and then you tell me how you feel. The proof of the pudding is in the eating, ladies and gentlemen. This is the only reason that my profession exists. It's certainly the only reason that Youngevity exists. And Youngevity doesn't just exist. Youngevity breaks sales records every month. How is this possible? Because it works. People get on board with Youngevity. People feel a noticeable, measurable, positive change. A noticeable, measurable, positive change is not a bad idea. It's never a bad idea. Now, if you're skeptical, well, you're not really skeptical, because if you truly were skeptical, you never would have taken the prescription medication that your doctor advised. You would have asked them, "Doctor, who makes this? Doctor, how is this made? Doctor, what's the intention of this drug? Are you intending to cure my illness with this drug?" Why, no, you're not. You're just intending to manage my symptoms? Oh, holy smokes. What are the side effects of this medication? How are you going to treat the side effects? How much is the hospital and the insurance companies going to profit from giving me this medicine? And I'd like to talk to 10 of your patients who have taken this medicine for more than a couple of years to see how they're doing. People never ask that question, those questions, because people aren't skeptical. By and large, we're honest, closed-minded conformists, afraid of authority. So the MD tells you to jump off the roof of the building, you leave the hospital, you're more than happy to do it. If you think, however, that you're skeptical, you don't want to go all in for a whole healthy pack. You don't want to do that. Just get one bottle of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. One bottle of Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0. Take one scoop in 16 ounces of water twice a day. One level scoop in 16 ounces of water twice a day. Do that for 30 days and tell me how you feel. The proof of the pudding, again, is in the eating, ladies and gentlemen. Your body is starving for medical nutrition. And the emphasis here on the word starving. And your medical doctor, the person that you've given your trust to, the person that you've given your hope and your faith and your money to, does not know what I just taught you. This is the tip of the spear of new-fashioned medical nutrition. You remember back in the day when, there were no cell phones? Remember that? No personal computers in the home. Nobody had a computer. Nobody had a cell phone. Now everybody has a computer and everybody has a cell phone. Why is that? Because they're awesome. That's why. They're awesome. It's the same thing here. Medical nutrition is awesome. You do not know what you're missing, and you're suffering needlessly. And your medical doctor, bless his heart, may be the nicest human being God ever created, but your medical doctor does not know what's best for you. They only know what they've been trained in, and what they've been trained in is one small piece of the pie of medical science, and the way that the MDs deliver their medicine makes them the leading cause of bankruptcy and the leading cause of death. How's that working for you? Not very good. You've taken the wrong dog to the hunt. You didn't even know there was another dog in the hunt, because the pharmaceutical industry does not want you to know about me. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician. In Seattle, I can deliver babies, prescribe drugs, perform surgery, order any diagnostic tests I want, legally call myself a physician, and it's all covered by insurance. But in Boston, in Chicago, in Atlanta, in Miami, in Denver, in Phoenix, Arizona, I can do it. In Houston, if I was to do exactly the same thing that I did in Seattle, I'd be thrown in jail and fined thousands of dollars for practicing medicine without a license. We do not have a free medical market here. We have never had a free medical market here, and we're suffering needlessly because of it. That's why this radio show is important. That's why longevity is important, because we're growing a grassroots coalition of the informed, people who are suffering. They're looking for an alternative, but they don't know where to go. We bring to the marketplace science-based, clinically verified, boilerplate, medical nutrition strategies for the masses. This is the start of something huge. Don't you wish you bought stock in Microsoft? Don't you wish you were Bill Gates' neighbor when he was figuring it out of his garage? Don't you wish? Well, guess what? This is the next best, brightest new thing. Get on board now. 855-347-3696. That's the number to call if you found me on your own. If you're listening to a radio station, a terrestrial radio station, listen on the commercial breaks. The radio station will give you the number to call them. We have distributors working in the radio station. Call them. They will hook you up. If you found me by hook or by crook through the internet, give me a call, 855-347-3696. And if one of your friends, a total stranger, somebody in your life pointed you in our direction, get with them. They will tell you how to interface with us and get your health back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a crisis. We need your help to grow this grassroots coalition of the informed. This far and no further. No more death. No more suffering on my watch. This far and no further. We are in the medical matrix, and I am the red pill. Let's get our health back because we suffer needlessly. Stick around, folks. So much more to come. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, and this is Fire Your MD Now. That's the way we do it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get to the phones right now. They're ringing off the hook. Anthony from Atlanta, Georgia, has been waiting the longest. Hey, Anthony, thanks for the call. You are live.
Dr. Glidden, I want to thank you for the work that you and Dr. Wallace are doing. You're really changing lives.
Yeah, you're welcome very much, man. Well, it's a team effort, right? You know, we might be the quarterbacks, but we need the tight ends and the linebackers, and we need everybody, man. It's a cottage industry here. I appreciate the positive strokes.
I hear you, sir. I've been a distributor with Longevity now for a year, and this month makes it a year. I have a good friend of mine who right now is in the hospital. She told me a series of things she's having. She's 5 feet 6 inches tall. She's weighing right now 220 pounds. She has shortness of breath. She has inflammation in the lungs. She has a thyroid removed because they found cancer in the cells. She said her TSH is always high. She has tachycardia. She has low potassium, a heart problem, and she has gained weight. Yeah. And I want to know what the best thing to suggest to her.
Well, there's nothing that you can suggest to her while she's in the hospital, because hospitals have extremely rigid rules about what they allow people to do when they're in the hospital. There's no way the hospital is going to allow any type of nutritional supplements because that's just the way that rolls. Now, once she gets out of the hospital, everything's different. We believe tachycardia is related. That's fancy schmancy doctor talk, by the way, folks, for a rapid heartbeat. We believe that that's related to degenerative disc disease in the spine and the funky vertebrae in the middle of the back. So she needs to go to a chiropractor, have the chiropractor assess the structure and function of her spine, especially in the middle of her back. Nutritionally, to support and promote that part of the body, the recommendation is one healthy bone and joint pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One healthy bone and joint pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Anybody who's overweight is chronically nutritionally deficient. The only reason people gain weight is because they eat too many calories. The only reason people eat too many calories is because their bodies are nutritionally starved. Their body is forcing them to eat in the desperate attempt to fill the nutritional tank, but the food doesn't have the nutrients in it. So people pig out at Olive Garden, and then 2 hours later they're starving again, and they start to think that they're crazy. or they've got the fat gene, or their stomach really is too big, like the knucklehead medical doctors tell them, and it's nonsense. Their bodies are simply nutritionally starved. So remember, this is comprehensive, holistic medical nutrition. So even though we may be focusing here, for instance, with, bone and joint support, because of Dr. Wallach's wisdom, when somebody takes the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, they're getting comprehensive, holistic, across-the-board medical nutrition plus extra bone and joint stuff.
Okay.
So often, a multitude of positive things, start to happen when people change their diet, eliminate the 10 bad foods, and get on board with the appropriate healthy pack, which for this woman, the best place for her to start is one healthy bone and joint pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. Just that intervention should produce noticeable and measurable positive change within the first 90 days. Also, because the heart is involved here, and that's a serious thing we need to attend to. Make sure she hooks herself up with a good chiropractor who can assess the functionality of her mid-back, because if the mid-back isn't right, the nerves coming out of the mid-back that go to the heart are going to be funky. And if you have funky nerves, the heart's going to beat funkily. And isn't that just, that, by the way, is a new medical term, funkily. Funkily beating heart, right? That's a Dr. Glidden term. So that's what I would do, man. First, second, and third, right? And just, advise her that she needs to measure her blood pressure on a regular basis, because oftentimes a high blood pressure is related to not enough nutrition. So when somebody finally gets enough nutrition, their blood pressure will start to come down. And if their blood pressure comes down and they're not aware of it, and they continue to take the same amount of blood pressure medication, they're going to have too low blood pressure, and that's going to be a problem. So if she's measuring her blood pressure regularly, she can adjust the dosage of her blood pressure meds with medical supervision appropriately. That's the best place to start, Anthony. I appreciate your work very much. Keep up the good work down there, man. Your community needs you more than you know. Well, we burned through 60 minutes, folks. How does that happen? It happens in the flash of an eye. When you are talking about the truth. Stay tuned. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. So much more to come.